Got another quick one for you today. This time I'm going to be looking at a monopod. It's from Innorel. This isn't a scent product. I bought this myself and I thought I'd make a video because I couldn't find any information on this online. I like to keep these videos nice and short and straightforward. Quick information on screen, some of the key specifications. Included items, very simple. We get an Allen key and a stainless steel spike. There's your warranty card. I believe the warranty is 2 years on this monopod. Starting off at the top, 50mm diameter on the base plate, and that does have a rubber pad. There's also a locking screw there. This is all metal. It's anodized aluminium on the top base plate and the same material just above the foam grip. You can just use the hex key to turn that to lock the screw up. The inner one locks the base plate into position, so once you've loosened that off you can unscrew it. As far as the machining quality, looks pretty good to me. I can't see any obvious defects. It seems to be quite well made. You have a choice of your 1/4 and 3/8 inch thread. You can just reverse that around. As I said, the top part, that's anodized aluminium, so it feels quite nicely machined. The only part that I can see that's plastic is the attachment for the wrist strap, so you can leave that off if you don't want to. Personally, I just leave it in place. You can see that I've turned the thread around to 1/4 inch now. The wrist strap is okay. It's sort of thinnish nylon. Would have liked something a bit thicker with that, but it seems to be adequate for the job. Now I'll just screw the 1/4 inch thread directly into a camera. Of course, you can also attach things like a lens collar. You can screw that directly onto the head of the monopod. And it's handy to have that rubber base because it gives a bit of grip. Of course, you can fit head if you want to. Some people like to use a ball head. Two-way or a tilt head is an option as well. You also have things like clamps that you can attach if you don't want anything too big on there. The foam padding feels quite nice on this. It's quite dense, so hopefully that will hold up to longer term use. You have rubber coated grips on each of the twist locks. And on this model it starts off at 29mm and goes down to 15.4 at the smallest section, so it's not too thin. There's no obvious flexing in the smallest section, but it's the overall stability once you've extended them that matters the most. The threads on this are greased up and they're using a single piece shim. So if you need to strip this down to clean it, there's no two sections to lose, you've just got that single part and that clips into the hole, so that's pretty straightforward and simple. The carbon looks to be quite decent quality, particularly for the price range. I'll just unscrew the rubber foot to show you. This is quite dense and thick material on that, so hopefully it will last in terms of durability. They have quite a long thread on that one. Some people do thread lock these in place. I really don't think you need to do that. Just make sure that you screw it into position firmly. And I'll just show you the stainless steel spike. I'm glad they've included it because you don't always get that with some of these monopods. It's an add-on extra. The thread on the rubber foot is 3/8 just in case you do lose it. As far as the overall size with this, 1.65 meters, 165 centimeters. For me, that's tall enough. But if you're looking for something a bit larger, they also have another model, and I'll quickly just put some of the information up on screen for you. The 325C is slightly taller in both the extended and collapsed position, and the tubes are slightly thicker. If you're looking at the aluminium versions, they're exactly the same specifications in terms of the height and the tube diameters. But obviously there's a little bit of difference there in terms of the weight. Aluminium is a bit heavier than carbon fibre. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on it now and there's a little bit of flex there, but nothing too dramatic. But with the monopod, the pressure's going downwards rather than at an angle, which is different from a tripod, so the stability on the legs is perfectly fine for me in terms of what I can see. With products like this, you really have to use them longer term to see how they hold up, so I will update the review if I've got anything else to add. I will put the links down below for these, the aluminium and the carbon fibre versions. If you do use those links, it does help the channel and I do appreciate it because it does let me buy in more products. As usual, drop any comments or thoughts down below and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.